Welcome to HerHeart Speaks with this week's special guest, Terri Trice. Tune in, listen in as her heart speaks.
Terri, thank you for joining us today. So let's talk fashion. So how important do you think fashion is in a woman's, for lack of better words, identity? Do you think fashion should go with the trends, or how does it speak for someone?
Yeah, I think it's evolved. It's different. Fashion has evolved. It's very different now. I would say I've always been the one that I would dress according to trend, but also to identify who I am. Like, today, I don't think that some women dress according to their identity. I think that whatever's hot at the time, whatever's trending at the time, then that's what they want.
You think that people use clothes as a mask in another sense? So do you think that, not saying that it's always the case, but do you think that someone that wears neutrals versus somebody that wears bright are going with their personality, or do you think that clothes can be a mood changer? For example, say you're having a bad day, right? Do you think if you've had on a bright color that will be able to alter your day? How much do you think fashion intertwines in someone's emotional state, like and stuff like that? Do you think that fashion helps to improve someone's emotional state? Do you think those things tie in any way? Like if somebody is sad, do you think that? Yeah, do you think that it goes hand in hand, or you just think that some people just like dark colors?
I would say that I think people just like dark colors. Some people are very happy within themselves and identify with themselves 100% and love neutral colors. I was always one, earlier years where I always wore black, but I was happy, I think for me, I think it was I just grew into color. I was wearing black so much, a lot of neutral colors, and then I just started playing with colors, mixing colors up, like, especially when I learned that you can wear 3 different colors. Once I realized that, you can play with the colors like that, then I was like, no. I think I just always had a different style other than other people. Like, I can wear what other people wear, but then that's like me trying to wear something that other people wear, as opposed to me just like, I don't know, it just comes naturally. Like, I can look at something before I even try it on. I know how it's going to look. Like, I know I can take this shirt with this skirt or this pants with this whatever and know that it's going to work. I don't have to try it on. I don't have to see. So I don't know if it's a gift. Maybe it's a gift. Yeah, and I like for it to look different.
Okay, so you said something about you learned that you can do 3 different colors. Mm-hmm. So is there a fashion norm that says you can't wear 6 colors?
No, it's not a fashion norm. Okay. But yeah, it's not a fashion norm. It's just that most people today that I see, and I think that social media plays a big part because that's what they look to. They don't look to what it is they feel. Like, maybe they never even took the time, because we're talking about 21st century is like internet, social media. So, for me, it was like I didn't have any of that. So I had no choice but to do what made me feel comfortable. Whereas though they don't know what makes them feel comfortable because they're following the trends. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, she has that. Oh, such and such is wearing that on Instagram. Or like, oh, yeah, I got to get that, whatever. Which goes to say with the name brand stuff. Like, I don't knock anybody who wears Gucci, Louis, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you spend all that money for it, and where's it going to be in 5 years. 5 years ago it was Louis, now it's Gucci. Then it's what, Ernest. Then it's this and that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think it's a little different from when we were growing up. A little bit different, where they invested in those other names and as an investment in clothes for themselves and invested in themselves.
right.
But now the clothes are being purchased at high price values for purpose of clout and appearance, not necessarily investing in, this is more of a different quality or higher quality rather than, it has this name on it. So I think that's a little bit different. So like you said, like about the names in reference to the clout. So what would you say to the young lady that doesn't want to purchase fake items, but still wants to be a trendsetter? Like, what would you do to motivate them to step out into their own fashion identity and not necessarily follow what the mass does?
That's a good question. I think maybe they need to just not follow. Just not follow what other people are doing or what they are wearing or what they say is the bomb or, I think that, okay, so for me, I didn't grow up where we had a lot of money to do. I wanted to make things look different. You know what I'm saying? So, and it turned around for me because I remember like a lot of times, I would hear like, oh, you don't have this, well, I don't have name brand that. Like we didn't grow up with name brand stuff. And some of my friends did. And it wasn't because of the fact that, like if we really wanted it, it would be bought for us. You'd have to work for it, of course. These kids today, they don't work for nothing. But I just wasn't into it. I just was not into wearing, because then you can't change it up. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't be creative with something that's already there. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think find the creativity and take them out of take the brands, the higher price brands out of the equation and just kind of look inside of like how you really want to present yourself as far as clothing. Because that's how I found my niche. Like I know sometimes my brothers, they'll ask me quite often like, okay, so how did you come up with that outfit? You know what I'm saying? Okay, did you buy the shoes first? And then, did you just say, oh, I got this and this and that? And I said, no, I bought the shoes because I like the shoes. I bought the top because I like the top. And then when it's time for me to get dressed, oh, yeah, I could put this with this with that. But it's not an effort for me because I think I've just been that way my whole life.
So do you think that level of self-esteem or confidence gives people more, I'm looking for more space, more openness to different fashion things? So you think that someone that is more confident, has a higher level of self-esteem, is more comfortable with trying different fashion things? Do you think that goes hand in hand, like being confident with themselves? They figure, look, I don't care if they like it or not. This is me. I'm going to go outside. If I want to put on one rain boot and one high heel, if I want to put on some snow pants and a bikini top, I'm going to go outside. Do you think that the confidence has something to do with what people are willing to test or try in their fashion?
I really can't answer that exactly because to me it would seem as if you don't have the confidence to, or so-called not have the confidence to try something different, or you're not trying something different or out of the box because you don't have the confidence, usually people won't have the confidence to follow the brand. Because if they can't afford the brand, then they're not going to wear the knockoff. You understand what I'm saying? It's like they want to have, and even if they buy the knockoff has to be so close to the real, or they don't want it.
So that's more trying to fit in. So that's not really having a sense of individuality. with following the brands. I'm talking about, like you said, like you went out and you took stuff and you wanted to also to be able to have your own style.
But I don't think that has anything to do with confidence.
Okay.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with confidence. I think that has to do with lack of creativity.
Okay.
I think that they don't really, because who wants to you have to just really want to be into fashion to step out like that. Because most times people go to the store and they're like, oh, this is cute, I buy this, I buy that. They go home, they take a shower, they get dressed, they go. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking to be like, this is different. It just looks cute on me, so I'm going to wear it.
Social media in the time that we live in, that everything becomes so viral, and social media, bullying and things like that, that it kind of stunts. Some people would want to try different things because they're scared, or maybe scared of how it's going to be plastered all over the world. It may be hot to you. It may be the cutest thing in the world to 5 people, but just because 500 other people said it was bad, now you're in a different light. I think that, like you said, that creativity is being stifled based off of social. Yeah, so like social media and what they are, quote unquote, making the norm. What would you say to a young person right now that is getting ready? Because we're going to get ready back into school, right? So most of the kids in our area wear uniforms, right? But
for that very purpose.
So that's what I'm going to lead us to. So what do you think about the uniform thing for schools? What do you think about that? Do you think that was a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it was a good thing as far as social for the kids, for children. I don't think it was a good thing for the parents because it's money in the pocket. Because you still have them doing different activities or going places outside of school. So now you're talking spending money for uniforms and spending money for outside wear, as well. But as far as the school system, I think that was a great idea because it kind of slows down. What are you wearing? Look at her shoes. Look at her shirt. Look at this. So it kind of, and I believe that is one of the reasons why they actually did that, because of all of the bullying and because of all of the teasing and things like that. So, but I think it worked out.
Okay, y'all, that was the serious side of fashion. We done got all the serious stuff out. We done talked about self-esteem and fashion and being in fashion boxes. So now, on a different note, so how important is it for your person that you're dating to have keen fashion sense? Like, so you coming out. So you're already fashion confident. We're gonna. Oh, that's coined the new thing. Fashion confident. We got to coin that somehow. You're already fashion confident. So how important is that with someone that you're dating?
When we go out, that's important because I remember a date where I was really cute and
she's rolling her eyes, guys.
And I never dated him again. But it was a good thing because he turned out to be not.
So in this case, his fashion did mirror his personality and his characteristics.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So guys, sometimes those things do intertwine, but we have to be cautious of how we use them. Okay, so it's very important.
But I think that was just because of the type of work that he does. Sometimes people they work so many hours and so much that they tend to forget, like, how to dress. You know what I'm saying?
Who they are outside of work.
Right, who they are outside of work, yes.
And it goes back to the identity thing. Things fashion does it. It's fine. I think fashion and therapy goes sometimes hand in hand with things. But anyway,
but I mean, inside it was not like he wasn't a confident person. He was definitely confident. He just didn't have a dress up look. Like I just was like.
Yeah, she's truly looking like exactly.
But then the whole thing to it too with the first date, then make the plan of where we're going to go and let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a day to where you want to walk around and you look like you're going to the beach, and I don't look like I'm going to the beach, then that was a failure on his part because he never said like, well, wear this or wear that. If we're going here, we're going here. Like if I say, well, what are we going to do? Well, we'll just play it by ear. Okay, but.
So having some type of fashion is important, but it's not the determining factor,
no,
guys.
It's definitely not the determining.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Her Heart Speaks. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe.